Here with the head coach of the volleyball team, Shannon Mincey. I'm Michael Watchering here on seeandeagles.com right after the inaugural splash, a historic event here on campus, and your girls were out here working it.
They were, Michael. It was a blast. We're standing here in front of the inaugural splash sign, and it was really neat for us to see our swim team, first ever. I actually had chills on the opening ceremonies when all of our swimmers came out, and just a great tribute to Coach McCord's, both Daniel and Paige, for what they've done, and they've built this team, and it was nice to see everyone here. We had a lot of fans up in the stands cheering and supporting our swim team, so that was really awesome, and I'm glad that our team, before we hit the road, could use this as a good experience to support another team.
How important is it for you to stress to your team to get to know the rest of the teams here on campus?
I think it's very important, and I think Carson-Newman in general does a very nice job of meshing sports. We're all very supportive. You'll go to any event at any time and see people cheering each other on, and I think it's a classy way of showing that we have a lot of pride in our school. And it was nice for our volleyball players. I saw them talking with some of the swimmers on the blocks and getting to know people that they probably hadn't even met, so that was really neat.
We talked last week about how last week was kind of a measuring stick for your team. How do you feel that they measured up against those two teams?
You know, we had a rough weekend last weekend. We pulled out a tough nail biter in Friday and ended up losing in the short end. The first two sets we played well, and then falling short on Friday night. You know, you asked me last week how to rebound. It's hard. Our spirits were crushed. We have a lot of passion in our program. We've put a lot of work in. So we were I think just dismayed on Saturday morning to have to turn around and play again, but all teams do. And so our focus this week has been to just rejoin, regroup, get some things back together.
This week it doesn't get any easier. Friday night, Wingate, nationally ranked team. What makes them so good, and what do you need to focus on to beat them?
Wingate is a very strong team, Michael, and they're very consistent. They don't make a lot of unforced errors, and so that's going to be something that I don't think we're going to be able to beat them by doing what they do per se, but we are going to have to just play our game and work with what we've been working on. I have Lauren Santarelli back in the mix, and that's really going to be nice for her. She's back in. She was back in last weekend, but that was her first true match.
She had a really nice weekend last weekend, and how important is it for her to get back on track? We talked about throughout most of the season, everybody was keen on Rachel Harper. Now you have both of them out there on the line.
And I think Rachel will be happy to have Lauren back in. It'll take a little bit of pressure off her, and Lauren's worked hard. She's had a very strong summer. She's trained, chose to stay here. So I'm excited for Lauren, and I'm happy to see her back on the court. Our team chemistry is solid, whether she's there or not, but with her back, it enables everyone to do a little bit less and still perform well.
And then you have Coker on Saturday, another quick turnaround. What do you expect from that team?
You know, I've actually not been to Coker, and other than scouting them on video, I don't know a lot about them. So I'm glad that they're in our conference, and we welcome their opposition. We look forward to seeing what they have to offer, but I don't know in terms of how we're going to match up with them. We just want to focus on Friday right now.
Best of luck this weekend, Coach.
Thank you, Michael.
For head coach Shannon Mincey, I'm Michael Watchering here on seeandeagles.com.